Well, hi, it's Rick Gagey. This is March the something in 2021. I realized this morning I've been making these videos for myself because I'm aware that my memory is changing. I can't often remember what I had for breakfast, but I can remember all the names of the children in the grade 2 class I was thinking about. I don't even need the picture. And so I realized I'm making these videos so that later on in the next years that I've got, I'll get to watch the videos. and and I like watching these old videos of that I've made. And I remember sitting with my friend Dr. Eileen McIntyre, or Eileen Elipsha McIntyre Goldberg. And she had pretty well lost most of her functioning skills. She was in a home eventually that her daughter had put her into, and thankfully her daughter took her out of the home and brought her into her own home. And Eileen had many happy years on Toronto Island. The ferry dock guys wouldn't let her on the boat, so she just wandered around the island, and she'd wander into your house and talk and everything. It's quite lovely. But Eileen loved reading. She was a prolific scholar. And I would go and I would read with her. And we would just sit quietly and read, and then sometimes grunt and mumble and talk about whatever it was we were reading. And she told me that she enjoyed reading, and some days she was aware that she couldn't remember anything she'd read 2 minutes ago. But she really liked the feeling that she got from reading. She enjoyed the feeling the ideas were giving to her that she could understand. Eventually, she couldn't even do that. So I realized, oh, these videos are my version of it, because my eyes don't, my brain, and it's hard to describe. But anyway, reading is not one of my big skills anymore. I used to be a prolific reader. But I'm still a good listener. I can still hear, and I can still see things and enjoy them and enjoy the whatever. And I think this is a big tool for me. These things are a big tool for me because I want to hang around as long as I can be, even remotely useful. And miracles are happening, and some days I can be useful, and some days like yesterday, oh, I had lost myself. I had lost myself in sadness, and it took many hours to find myself again. And I did that by watching a Netflix movie while I cleaned up my space here. So, that said, I hope you enjoyed these videos. I hope they give you some ideas, and they're sure helping me. I mean, they're making my life easier, making videos. Isn't that funny? And I realized I just want to give myself away. Serve all, love all, but do it sustainably. And, I know someday I'm going to die. I hope not for another 25 years, but that may be unrealistic. And I'm doing what I can. But I realized that, I've hit that point of not being afraid of death anymore. I'm sad about it, but not afraid of it. And thinking, yeah, part of me is looking forward to giving my body, which won't be too much use to my consciousness, back to the nature, I really enjoy the idea of being cremated, but it's a waste of energy in lots of ways. And Part of me would like to be planted in a forest and maybe a young seed or something planted on top of my grave. And, I know that I'd like to be buried in a canvas bag, not embalmed or anything like that, so that I can decompose quickly. But anyway, that's what I want. You may want something different. So, I'm off to have a wonderful day. It's been great so far. I've been going slow, doing what I can, and not beating myself up for what I can't do. Kind of embodying the wonderful Alcoholics Anonymous prayer. Changing what I can change and accepting what I can't change, and hopefully being wise enough to know the difference, because when I try to change something I can't, it's sure frustrating. Anyway, all this started off because I wanted to read you something that I read this morning. I was looking for a message from Sai Baba on the computer, and I found this. It's called Short Stories with Great Morals. You lose everything that you love, but you always get it back in a different form. Franz Kafka, the story goes, encountered a little girl in the park where he went walking daily, and she was crying, and she had lost her doll and was desolate. And Kafka wrote these he was a writer, and he wrote these just heavy things. It's like, if you can read Kafka, it really toughens up your psyche, Kafka offered to help her look for the doll and arranged to meet her the next day at the same spot. Unable to find the doll, he composed a letter from the doll and read it to her when they met. Please do not mourn me. I have gone on a trip to see the world. I will write you of my adventures. This was the beginning of many letters. And when he and the little girl met, he read her from these carefully composed letters that imagined adventures of the beloved doll. And the little girl was comforted. When the meetings came to an end, Kafka presented her with a doll. She obviously looked different from the original doll. An attached letter explained, "My travels have changed me." Many years later, the now grown girl found a letter stuffed into an unnoticed crevice in the cherished replacement doll. In summary, it said, "Everything that you love, you will eventually lose. But in the end, love will return in a different form." How's that for a pile of big ideas, and how does that make me feel? It makes me feel good. I don't know how it makes you feel. There are so many wonderful things on the internet. And please, whatever makes you feel good, please make videos and let me know about it, or somehow get them up onto the website that Ben Gadbois is fixing up for me.